So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at indexing the gears. So the thing to start with is to get the chain on the bike in a straight line, and that makes things a lot easier. So to do that, we need to make sure that the chain is on the big chainring at the front and about the 5th sprocket up at the back. So what we're going to do is just push the chain up gently, counting the number of clicks. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And that should actually put me on the 5th sprocket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the chain now is fairly straight. What you don't want is the chain bending left or right, so that it's nice and quiet to start with. Then what we need to do is just very gently, make sure we don't trap our fingers, just rotate the crank round to drive the bike wheel. And using the adjuster, you can move the derailleur up by turning it away from you, or down by pulling it towards you. So in this instance, if I keep turning it that way, it'll start to click and make a noise because I'm taking it out of gear. You can hear that. And then we'll bring it back to the centre. So that's now running nice and quietly. And then if I keep going and bring it back this way, it wants to bring it down. So all we're doing here, by moving this in and out, it's allowing the derailleur to move up and down. So you're making sure that the chain is running in the centre of the sprocket. And it's all just about fine adjustment. And the best way to do is to actually listen. Now obviously in the studio we've got a work stand, but at home you could just do this with a friend or a member of the family, just to hold the saddle up, and you can tune the gears just by spinning the cranks round. It's very simple. And once we're happy that that's running nice and quietly, now what I can do is actually use the shifter to check it all. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to drop the gears all the way down to the bottom, and we're getting a nice positive click, and then I'm going to go all the way to the top. So each time I'm just going to click it once and it should move once. And the same coming back down. When you're coming back down, if it's not moving quite sharp enough, just make sure there's not too much tension. So I'm just going to give this a little quarter turn back, just to release a little bit of cable pressure. Yeah, that's much better. Just check that again. Perfect. And then at the front, it's much simpler. It basically just goes, change down, make sure you put the gear right up to the top, and check that it's not rubbing or there's not too big a gap for the chain to fall through, and then go the other way, go all the way to the bottom, and then shift up, like that. Again, making sure that it's not catching and making sure that the derailleur doesn't overshift the chain. Yeah, that's perfect.